Madam Mayor, what did you just say about sending this tape where?
To the Attorney General's office, Sam Olens, in Atlanta, because it clearly, my rights have clearly been violated according to the Open Records Act and the Open Meetings Act and the Sunshine Law.
Okay, so let me say this before I show the next videos. I'm gonna put this together. So what you're saying is that this is a special request to Georgia Attorney General, what's his name?
Sam Olens.
Are you an elected mayor of Meigs by the voters of the people?
Yes, I am.
Did you have a majority vote?
Yes, I did.
What has happened to you since you became mayor? Was stumbling blocks or impediments put before you?
Yes, I've struggled even before I decided to run for mayor. And also, ever since I was elected, I was sworn in. They tried to remove me by the previous administration. Okay. Okay,
no. One other thing. So what impact has it had on your family?
It has had a major impact on my family. My name has been scandalized, and I know that I'm a public official, and I know there are guidelines according to if you're a public official, there are some things that people are gonna say. I have no problem with that. Where I have a problem at is when this form of government is a strong mayor, weak council form of government, and they've made a city manager divested my powers and vested them all in her when she's supposed to have the same qualifications as the mayor. The city manager is not a resident of the city of Meigs. She's not a registered voter in the city of Meigs. So that doesn't qualify her to take on the mayor's duties according to our state charter.
Okay, on the other video that we recorded following the council meeting the other night, one of your brothers, I think his name Calvin, and another one I think told me his name was Edwards.
Yes.
And I think you received a trespass warning as well. Am I correct?
Yes.
Well, I have heard what the guy named Jimmy something or
Jimmy Layton.
Jimmy Layton. He said that you had violated no law, and what was his position for this city of Meigs? What was his position?
He used to be our city chief, our police chief, and he also used to be the city manager. And when he was city manager, he was made move from Pelham, Georgia, because they said that you have to be, in order to be a city manager, you have to live in the city of Meigs and be a registered voter in the city of Meigs.
Okay, so to make things short for the Georgia Attorney General, what would you say is the most impediment here in Meigs, Georgia, in terms of what's standing in your way, or what person, or what group of people? Why did all this happen? What initiated it?
The reason this happened is they told me, the Mayor Pro Tem told me, well, my duties are going to be taken because they didn't want me to do the same thing the previous mayor did, hiring and firing and overspending money. And he, whenever they made the city clerk, the city manager, divesting all my power, then she took over all the rights. And ever since then, she's befriended the council. One of the council members' husband is a supervisor of public works, and I think it's just a personal interest there, a conflict of interest. And the council is really, and I'm not sure if they voted for me, but I don't think they did. So this is the way that they're going to attack me. But one of the council members, Teal Kilpatrick, just told me that she don't like the way it's going. And she don't feel like I was warned or I've been notified in a timely manner, and that they're doing stuff that's not legally right according to our state charter.
When you first became mayor, did you have an office?
Yes, I did.
What happened to that office?
The city clerk, after being made city manager, well, actually she was city clerk at that time, she convinced the council and the city attorney that she was afraid of me, assistant city clerk was afraid of me, and that I needed to be out of the office. And after that, my computer was taken. They threw me on the other side of the police station. My computer was taken. Then not too long after that, well, before that, the keys were taken. My keys to the city hall were taken. Then the office was taken. Then my computer was taken. I was put over on the other side. And now she decided that she wanted to take out a warrant on me. Actually, she didn't. The manager didn't do the warrant. She had the sergeant police to go down and take out a disorderly conduct warrant on me. And I asked them, on what grounds can the police take out a warrant on me for the city manager? I just don't understand that to this day. And they said that as long as he or she had witnesses, 2 or 3 witnesses, that they could do it. But the witnesses that they had on the paper were not around.
Okay. We have also heard it being said that there was a, how to put it, they say that you was round putting salt on a desk. You've answered that before.
Yes.
Just because the Attorney General may have read that in the papers, they gave that a lot of media attention. So would you explain for us once again, although we have it on other videos, about that salt ordeal? Because that's what, when they started talking about voodoo, this is what was in the South Georgia newspapers, as if though you were a devil worshiper or something like that, and when the citizens clearly stated that you were not. But what are your take on that?
Well, I was actually influenced by the assistant city clerk that the salt was to ward away evil spirits that might have been left in the office, and I mean, I was naive to that fact. I didn't know that it was considered voodoo, and so I took her upon it. She did it as well. I'm not the only one that was that put down the salt to get rid of the evil spirits.
Okay. Well, we're going to close this out. I want you to know that I appreciate the interview. I appreciate what you're doing here, because we know how hard it was for blacks to even get the right to vote. And so I'm sure that there are people who respect you. I walk through the community. But in addition to that, I have given an opportunity to opposing views. I've asked them the other day, but they tried to make fun. So I want to be fair and balanced. And if your walk during the day, find anybody that want to interview, I would definitely give them an interview as well, okay?
Okay.
And one other question, I want you to say this. How do you feel in the fact that as long as this has been going on since January, right?
Yes.
And no official in the state of Georgia have come up to your aid to assist you, what do you think about that? Do you feel good about that, or are you just still waiting for the law to take its course? What's your take on that as we close?
Yes, I just feel like my civil liberties have been violated on the local, state, and county level. Well, I can say that some of the officials, like Sheriff Powell, he's helped. I got some counsel from Senator Darlene Taylor, who used to be the senator, that said that what they're doing can't be done by ordinance nor resolution. I've spoken to former Senator John Bullock. He said the same thing Miss Darlene Taylor said. And if they were representatives of the city and they're familiar with our state charter that hasn't changed since 1976, I don't see how they can do all these things. I've read the charter. I read it last night. I've studied the charter. There are many violations. And as stated, I feel really, really violated. And I didn't really come in to go through this much agony. And it had really affected my health.
And this is my final question. I have been coming to Meigs after being asked to come here. But my question is, and I do want you to answer this as honestly as you can, because the last council meeting, I was overwhelmed. I was so happy to see WALB-TV here at your city council meeting. But all due respect, they did not stay until the end of the meeting, and so they missed most of it. So my direct question to you, how could it be in the state of Georgia that with the high profile as these cases, as your council meetings are, that the news media and radio and television stations are not here? How can you explain that to the people of Georgia and to the Attorney General and the FCC, if that is applicable to your situation of Meigs?
Yes, I'm not understanding that. And you know, they all says that this is just a local intergovernmental mess. And it's such a big mess, and they consider it an independent city because of the chaos that we've had to go through for years and years now. And now that they've got a mayor that's willing to work with them and resolve the problems, now I get this flack and antagonistic behaviors from the council. They haven't listened to me. Ever since January, the manager has been coming against me, not telling the truth about what's going on in the office. And I don't want to defame anybody's character or slander anybody's name, but it is the truth. And I wish the council would get with the entire council, not have meetings one-on-one.
Oh, that's another question. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Let me ask you another question. We just watched, and we watched the same thing the other day, how some people get in groups over here and they be discussing. So it seemed like I have read the law, and it seemed like that there are meetings, because if you get one or more people, 2 or 3 or 4 people, isn't that considered what?
Well, if you have 4, like across the street now at the city hall, it's considered a quorum. And that's illegal. That's when you're violating Open Meetings Act, as it was stated to me by Stuart Wilkerson up in Atlanta. That's when they get involved, when there's a violation in that respect.
What would happen if you walk over now and you'll get into the people that were elected with you? What would happen, you think, if you went over there?
Well, actually, one of the council members just told me right before we went in that I called her last night and I went to ask questions. And as mayor, I'm supposed to be able to call the council members. It's stated in the charter. She told me that I was violating. I don't supposed to be calling her out. But if she's a council member, she's on the council with the mayor. I have that right. It's in the charter. If she don't want me to call her and communicate with her, then she needs to resign.
Another thing, on the other videos that I have, you and the sheriff went in the back room. What was you all discussing? Was it personal information the other day, or was they trying to work out something? Because what is it between you and the manager, or what have you? I mean, what was that all about?
Well, I was with the misconduct, with the disorderly conduct warrant that I was given and arrested for it. I'm the mayor. We had a council meeting, and I was told, being that I'm the mayor, I'm supposed to be there as well. The city council, the city manager stated that she had papers to give out, that she had to be there. And so they modified the bond so that I could be there. So the sheriff came back, he pulled me in the back to let me know that it had been modified and that I was to get a mediator if I had to address her with anything, that I had to get the mayor pro tem. I had to choose somebody, so I chose the mayor pro tem, but I didn't have anything that I needed to say to her. And she had to do the same thing.
With the intensity of what's going on here in this city, was it appropriate, or do you feel that your attorney should have been here, or do you all work around attorneys on certain incidents such as this?
Well, the city attorney, who is Tommy Coleman, I've only talked to him like twice, maybe. And at every council meeting, he sends his partner, Attorney Rawson, who I've never formally met. And I do believe that the mayor is supposed to hire that person. I've never met him. I've only seen him at the council meetings. And also, our city manager talks to the city attorney on a daily basis, running up our bill. Instead of talking to the council or talking to the mayor, the city manager chooses to call the city attorney.
Okay, do you have a cell phone number that you can give that's connected with the city, just in case the governor, Secretary of State, or the Attorney General would like to call you, or any other concerned civil rights movement? Do you have any telephone number or email address that people may want to get aboard and try to straighten this city out? Any contact information, please give that, and I'm through.
I'm glad you asked me that question, and I was found by saying that I did have a phone up until today. I was told, and that was on the agenda, to take my phone, and that if I didn't give it to them, they would just disconnect it. So if they disconnect my phone, I don't have any way now of talking to any elected official or any superior. They've decided to make my office at the city hall. They've decided to make it something like a big office for the policemen, I guess. But no, I can't get into the city hall to access my website. I don't have any communication with anybody at this point.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just taking longer than I thought, but I got to ask you this. So you're telling me that are you still getting paid?
Well, we never got paid. This is a volunteer position.
You don't get paid?
The only people that get paid that's dealing with all this chaos are the employees over at the city.
Why don't you just quit and go home?
Well, I was elected by the people. I thought about resigning, but my support, the people that elected me, don't want me to resign. So I'm not a quitter.
So you're going through all this without any pay?
I'm going through all this without any pay.
And you can't get or haven't gotten any help from the state officials, and you don't even get paid? Girl, that's new to me.
No, we don't get paid. Our city officials do not get paid.
But there are people who say you're doing it for the money.
No, that's another street gallery lie. I'm not doing it for the money. And it was also said by one of the city council members that I'm interested in getting paid. But I was told by other mayors that we should get paid.
You do not get paid in the state of Georgia, in a city, and you're the mayor with all this responsibility. You don't get paid?
I never heard that before.
Lord have mercy. I know that's going to be very shocking to the American people, but then again, what do I know? I'm just a 21-year-old retired military veteran. Had my own business for 14 years, and now I walk out here and trying to keep people informed and do what others will not. Look at Madam Mayor, thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing, all I can tell you. But I think I would resign if I wouldn't get paid, but I was gone.